We should be live.
We
I
are.
hope so.
Is anybody out there? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Sure.
Anybody?
Don't all answer at once.
On my side, I see 0. 7. What? Crap. Wowzers. We'll get that
Get
here for
mine to
everyone.
go.
Including. I better find that wire.
I wish you would.
All right. I think we're good to go. So we'll do introductions. I'll go first. Brian, Airhead Garage. Louie. Tell me.
Louis, first generation garage.
John.
He's over that way. Hey, John from the Vinyl Village Garage. You know, it's the Firebird doctor, whatever you want to call it. Just a guy who likes to play cars. But we're going to hang out here and try not to freeze to death. It's not 78 degrees warm here.
Yeah. And Mike from Lake and Lodge Garage.
What's the temp in New Hampshire?
Right now, it's a balmy 3 or 4 degrees out there.
Ass.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome.
Ass. No way.
Wow. What the?
Yeah.
That's
That's PG.
Yeah.
It's 70 right now.
Oh.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Let me tell you how bad I feel.
Oh, rough. All right, let's get caught up here. Bill from St. Louis is watching. Scott from Missouri. Tessa Speed Shop is there. Gus is from Rhode Island. Lisa from Texas. John from SoCal, off 70.
All right.
And Hal from Southern PA.
Nice.
A lot of bird people in Pennsylvania, the eastern coast. You know that? There's a lot of them out there.
What's with all these PA people?
I don't know.
I moved to the honey hole of Firebirds.
I reckon. And
That's 'cause
Trans Am's too.
always down there.
Before we get too involved, I bought something.
Uh-oh.
Want to take a guess?
Box of Twinkies.
Door handles?
No. Wait, let me show you.
Maybe.
Are you ready?
Ready.
A bag.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
official Ram Air scoops. Yeah, official open Ram Air.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Gonna make
That's
it go fast.
100 more horsepower? 100?
At least. Well, per
Ish.
size. Yeah.
Ish.
Standing alone gives you about
Please.
20.
Yeah. So is that one of those mods you would do to your car then? You would do Ram Air? So.
I can pretend.
Pretend ram air.
Yes.
That's what they told me in kindergarten. You have a really good imagination.
The Wi-Fi Ram Air. So.
All right. So this week we're talking about stuff we would not do to our cars.
Who wants to go first? We're going to go in a round, right? Who's going to go first?
Let Brian. Brian, go first, Brian.
Only a Pontiac motor in a Pontiac.
Well, wait a minute.
I got one of those over here.
Hey, the LS3 came in the G9s. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, all right. G9.
G8, I mean, G8.
G8, yeah. Dang it.
Lordy.
Yeah.
It's even painted Pontiac blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
Bonus points. Kenny from Next Garage, say hello. Let's see. VHP 454 said, "Let's rock it. My shop is full of Pontiacs."
Nice.
John Jones says, "I had 6, but I'm down to 5. SoCal 69 Firebirds."
Only 5? Dang it.
Only
It's like
5.
Louis.
Yeah. You got the East Coast bird guy, you got the West Coast bird guy now. So it's
Right.
cool. It's cool.
All right, Louis, what do you not do?
I wouldn't change the original suspension. That's strike number 2, Mike. One more, we kick you off the show.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
I'm the whooping boy on this one. I can tell already.
I've got one too, though. My
Now
Transmarado.
you know why we want you here.
Yep. Yep.
All right,
We got
Jonathan, take your shot.
Well, I mean, Louis stole mine 'cause mine was kind of the same, but we go with like the tubular control arms. And I'm going to catch some grief for this maybe, but I did a set of tubular control arms on one of my builds. I tell you, it handles fantastically, but it rides like a log wagon. They're slightly noisier. I can never, I just don't love them. So I wish, so I built obviously several cars. So I love driving the cars, like Louis said, with the factory suspension. I guess I got old. I guess I don't like the hanging corners isn't quite as important as it used to be. That smooth ride going down the road. I guess I lean more towards that. So for me, I'm probably not going to do that again. So no more tubular control arms for me.
In the old, for daily driving, it's hard to beat the leaf springs. I mean, they just feel so nice.
It does ride nice.
Yeah. Not what I was after, but.
Hey, I have one too. Right.
No, I hear you. And my answer is there ain't much I wouldn't do.
That's easier, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I come from a stock car circle track racing background, so I was into building something where I was going to build a frame, build a chassis, build a suspension, and put a shit ton of horsepower in it.
So win. All about winning.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't go out and get it all stove up every Saturday night. It's going to look good.
Right.
So anyway, yeah.
All right.
Eric says, hey guys. Let's see what else we got here. John Jones says pink counts. If that's
Okay.
Pontiac blue, you're good, right?
Yep. That makes it official. Pontiac blue makes it a Pontiac engine. Because my LS is Pontiac blue, so it makes it legit.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
So,
Talk to me.
okay. All right.
It's blue. It's blue.
It's blue. So what if it? What? Hey, hold on a second. Let's see.
John Jones says official.
So if it's Pontiac blue with functional Ram air, does that make it okay when it's an LS swap then?
Yeah, it makes it a cool factor.
That's extra street cred right there, brother.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yep. Here we go. This is my log wagon. The thing rides like a log wagon. Fun to drive. I mean, but driving, was it 8 or 10 hours to get to your place, Louie? It was a drive.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that have a leaf spring rear end in it still, Jonathan?
I left leaf spring in the back. I just did the tubular in front because, long story short, the control arms are so rusted out. And when I built this car, the factory control arms were like very expensive. I got a nice set of tubular control arms at a great price. I mean, they fit nice, they look cool, but the biggest thing I don't like is every once in a while on braking, then accelerating, a little clunk from the upper control arms. And I mean, it's as tight as I'll get, but it just slides a little bit on those bushings. I just hate it. Now, who's next? Was it back to Brian?
It's back.
Yep.
So, like my bird had a mirror on the driver's side. I'm sorry, the passenger side.
Yep.
And to me, a sports car only has one mirror.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm going to be welding out those holes on the passenger side door. No passenger mirror.
Yep. They never came that way from the factory.
No.
Not for first gen stuff. So a lot of them have been added. Nope.
Really? Okay.
Somebody.
It wasn't uncommon to be added. I wouldn't doubt some of the dealerships added the cars, but they never came that way.
I learned something today.
Yep.
The Firebird Tribunal.
So John says, what about bushings in the stock suspension?
Like those stock
I know
control,
one
I
thing.
bet you it would solve my knocking condition. I'm sure it would probably ride a little bit more firm and handle good. So I guess that's a kind of in between alternative than the tubular control arm. So probably not a bad idea, but I haven't actually done it yet. So.
I used to take those bushings and you know the neoprene or even the regular stock bushings. You know they have a set of teeth inside the middle core. I would always take and grind those out, grease it up a little bit when you put it on. It really freed up the suspension a lot. You didn't get a lot of that bind.
Wow.
So yeah, we used to do that for the strictly stock race cars all the time, and it just put a little grease on those, and not rely on the rubber to do all the twists. They last a lot longer too.
Yeah, yeah. Not a bad idea.
John Jones says he saw the red ones on the Ladybird. Louis.
Yeah.
Red bushings on the Bird?
Yeah, on the upper control arms. They're right in front of my face right now. Yeah, I'll spray some black spray paint pretty soon on them.
But the red proves you spent money.
Yeah. That was the owner, Scott. He's watching right now.
Oh, heck yeah.
Let's see. Texas Speed Shop says Polly, not that great, still rides hard. And that was my thoughts too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may not get the knocking out. I think the biggest annoyance to me is the way that tubular control arm, that upper bushing sits. It just, I get a little bit of a knock from it. I can't guarantee where it's coming from, but I know it's from the control arm. But is it the upper or what? But I hate it. All right, Louis, you're up.
Louis.
I wouldn't put a rack and pinion setup on a Bird.
Poor Mike.
Mike. Brian, this guy got to come on the show. Track number 3.
He's out of here.
I'm gonna put it in simple terms. You know, it's only my opinion. When you keep everything stock and it's time to change, it's easier to order, easier to follow. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, even though it's old suspension, old technology, once you change it, the cars do drive nice.
So you don't have to keep a book like this on every car you build?
There you go. There you go. Mike has the 10 commandments right there in his garage.
Yay. All right. So is it my turn now?
Your turn.
It's your turn.
Well, this one, I guess for me, this is going to be a never, ever would I ever. I've done tubular control arms. I didn't do rack and pinion. I've done some of the other stuff for suspension, but the one I will never do is take a Firebird and turn it into a Camaro. I can't do that. I can't. It was a popular mod for years, but the title's still going to say Firebird, but I just can't do it. So that's going to be one that's never in my book. So.
I told Jonathan one time my last bird is going to be to turn a Camaro into a Firebird. Just because they did it to so much of my birds.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're going to spend 3 times as much to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would you do it?
Yeah.
They're not as cool.
No. But it was the thing though. It was a popular mod, especially 67 and 68. It was a little easier to do the change because 69 the dash panel is different and they changed a lot more stuff around.
The nose.
Yep.
So VHP 454 says he just installed an electric power steering kit in his 69 Bird.
Nice.
How's that working out for you, VHP?
I haven't seen that yet. That's something new. All right. Well, it sounds like I dropped the Camaro bomb. Who's next?
So I have an idea. I know those are rare.
Did that hurt?
I'm on the fence. Do I go factory AC or do I go the vintage air?
Ooh, well, I've done a couple of vintage air kits, and
I'm not alone on this one.
Yeah.
I see Jonathan do them.
Yeah, I like the vintage air kits so far,
I do
especially
too.
because you use the factory heater controls. It looks clean. The kits I think are pretty self-explanatory for installation. They really do a decent job. So I don't know. I guess the question is, would you do factory or vintage air? If I had all the factory components, I have a hard time not using it. But the downside is the old R12 system isn't calibrated to work with 144A. You'd have to get a different POA valve or calibrate it differently. Even then, they don't. I don't know if it really works as good. I did my GTO that way, converted it to 134A, and I didn't think it really worked as great as I thought it should have. I mean, for show purposes, if I wanted the car to look original, I had all the original parts, I'd probably leave it, but I was missing the original stuff, probably vintage era, because they even make kits for factory AC cars, and it all goes right in still. So zero mods if you want to go that route. It all bolts in.
Okay.
And for an LS swap, you almost have to use a vintage air just because of the pumps and everything that are available for the LS. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I use the factory LS compressor and the belts and everything. I just bought adapters for the lines and then reconfigured the lines. As long as it's not a variable displacement compressor, you got to watch that. You can work it with the vintage air kit.
Okay, so it looks like I'm going vintage air.
It's only like $2,000 now, so no big deal.
Yeah,
Just
right.
money. Just money.
Money. Yep. Yeah, make it rain.
All right, Louis, your turn.
I'm not a big fan of the I like carburetors. I don't like the other stuff. The GFI, whatever, I don't like none of that crap. I like the old school technology was so cool. Let me tell you something. I think they really changed it all to do with money. Forget about emissions, the earth, blah 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 blah. Nah. No, I think it's all about this, more money. They know that there was guys like us that like to tinker around and we figure a lot of stuff around, and they just kept going with more technology to screw us.
I did a Holly sniper kit on a 55 Chevy for a friend of mine one time. And all the settings and all the adjustments and all the crap you got to tune in. And I'm sitting here to myself thinking, how the hell did they ever get all of that right on a carburetor? Like every little rod, every little valve, every little thing had to be just the same, right? And it's like to get the mixtures right. Yeah. And you pull around with a few jets, you're in.
That's it.
Go. Yeah. It did okay, unless you had extreme weather or elevation changes, but it did good. So.
Yeah, you got to give those engineers a lot of credit.
Unless you have one of those German things like I do that has a single barrel carburetor for every cylinder, and you got to sync all 6 of those bitches up.
Of them in?
Yeah, that's just you being silly right there, dude. German cars.
Right? Maybe I should go get a fly on the Porsche.
Yeah. Oh, well, since we're going to go that way, since Louis opened the door, I have a fuel-injected bird, but it's cool. But when I don't fuel inject them, I will never put a Edelbrock carburetor back on one of my cars. I know Louis loves them.
I agree.
This is magic. But I love the Quadrajet on a Pontiac. I tell you, all my years of playing, I have got the best results in drivability, performance, and not to mention, it looks kind of original under the hood. You can still tune those things and make a lot of power with a Quadrajet. So they can be a little bit fickle, but I like my Quadrajets. So I guess what I'm going to say for mine, I would never do again. I didn't think about that one until just now. So thanks for helping me out. I don't think I'll do an Edelbrock. I had so much problem with heat soak, and it would idle great. And I'm driving a GTO, sitting at the stoplight, and a Z24 Crapalier pulls up beside me. We go take out from the stop sign, and I stomp on the gas, and it falls on its face, and the Crapalier leaves me behind. So I got embarrassed. So I went Quadrajet after that. So.
Okay, I'm an Edelbrock guy.
Me too.
So
Dang it.
yeah.
But I got something to say. When Jonathan came to my house the first time we met in person, I let him drive my 69, and when he came back and I
was
told him it
shocked.
was the Edelbrock, he didn't believe it.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. So
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Wilder 9 says hello for us all, and
Hello. Hey.
my buddy John up in Seattle. Hey John, thank you for watching.
Nice.
Let's see. Gus says quadrojets are awesome and faithful, and Tesla.
I agree.
Says,
I agree.
Holly.
And they work good in
Holy.
the cold. They really do.
Yeah.
Mike, what's this cold?
Yeah. Bite me. First thing I did when I got back from vacation, I'll get home and it's like 0 degrees out. I had to go out and change the battery in my plow truck in the morning so I could plow all the snow that happened while I was gone. It was great.
Boo.
I think yesterday morning it was like 61 degrees here.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll talk in the summer, buddy.
Heater on. I had my parka on.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk when it's nice 75 degrees here and you're like 102.
No, 120.
Yeah.
120.
In July.
I'll melt.
That's crazy talk.
But the humidity is 4%.
Yeah, whatever. It's still an oven.
That's
Put your head in an oven. Yeah. All right, who's next? Well, Mike's up. What's your next? I would not ever would you do again or whatever.
I don't know. I think I've proven there isn't much I won't do.
Yeah.
I think, I'm seriously thinking I would like to do another Firebird at some point. It probably won't be my next rig, but I think the next time I do one, I want to do one like you guys do. I want to do one bone stock and just kind of work my way through it and come up with a really nice bone stock ride. So
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you saying he wouldn't build a car like he has right now? We just do something different.
I wouldn't build another one probably, but
Right.
I've got a 55 Chevy pickup in the trailer outside. I got to build similar to this, but
Nice.
after that, I'm kind of keeping my options open.
Cool.
I would still love a convertible 67 Bird.
Okay.
Maybe 68, maybe.
You got a Sawzall. We cut the roof off that one.
But I wouldn't mind adding a convertible.
Yeah.
All right. That one was a convertible. It didn't have a roof.
Yeah, you got a point there.
So Jim and Kelly ask, what are your choices of distributors?
Oh, HEI.
HEI?
Yeah, HEI, but the small cap one, not the bulky cap.
So with a distributor wire, a coil wire.
Yes.
Yeah, like an MSD or something like that.
Yeah, he's got that magic one attached to his phone. He
Yes,
can jack with the timing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one from
thing is
Holland.
cool.
Yeah, I tried
I'm
that.
like So as for my distributors, if I have a car with a distributor, I typically go with the factory one, and I was updating it to the Excel pointless ignition, but I kind of like what Brian's got going, and to be able to set the spark curve and everything electronically, that'd be kind of fun. So.
And the coolest part is down here at the bottom, you can lock the distributor to not work.
To not.
So you go into a hotel or a restaurant, you hit that, no spark.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, great. Until you come out of the club all ponied up on a few friggin' beers and you can't remember how to start your car.
I got liquored up and I forgot.
Damn it. That stupid button.
Hey, someone's reading down here, they kind of like their Mallor Unilight distributor. I don't think I've ever messed with one of those. So. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, who's next? Who's up? I forgot who was going up next. Who done went last?
Like this way, that way. let's see. Let's back up here. John Jones says bone stock gives you the feel they were designed for. John from Seattle says, I'm going to get hate for this, but I love my Mallory Unilight distributor. Keep a spare bulb on you at all times, though. Petronics, MSD, or your phone dies in your house.
That's the one I just read. I like that one's funny.
There you go.
Yeah. You lose your phone and your phone's dead. Now you're done. So you
Right.
out.
But
I used MSD Cheap Ignition for a lot of years. They were great.
Mhm.
Who else? What else we got? VHP says this kit is from EPAS Electric Power Steering Kit.
Huh.
I see those on a lot of those those cars people build for doing burnouts. They can't keep belts on those rigs, so they'll put like an electric power steering pump, electric water pump, and all that. The belts don't come off because there are none. So I have seen those before, but I don't know. I'd just kill my battery, no doubt.
Yeah. Battery.
So I'm going to go off subject for a second. So one of my coworkers has a Dodge Caravan, like a 2013 3.4 liter V6, and he brought it to work today for me to look at. The oil filter is on top of the motor. On top. Like, so you unscrew it and you pull it off, it's going to drip, 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 drip.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
What the hell? What the?
Yeah, there's no pre-filling those.
No.
Yeah. Well, they don't design them to work on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see. One of mine has a 90s Unilight, John Jones.
Yep.
And John says, maybe that's what I need for my diesel Audi. I tore the pulley right off the AC once with the torque.
Whoops.
Morgali, shut up, Morgali. Just shut up, Morgali. Get an oil injector, you'll be a lot happier. All right, John.
Cool. Well, let's see. Who's that? Louis, what's your next one? What would you say never do again?
Not me. I never did it, but I don't know if you could call it an upgrade, but I would never put a hood tach on a 69 Trans Am. I would never ever do nothing like that.
Yeah.
Is there a hood tach on that? Is there a hood tach?
No, and you won't see one on there either. I won't do it. I won't do it. There's bonus points if someone tells me why, but there's a reason I won't do it. So.
Bonus points.
Yeah, bonus points. Did you give a T-shirt away last time? Yeah, you gave a T-shirt away last go around.
Let's give another T-shirt away.
All right. First person can tell me why it is not a great idea to put a hood tach on a Trans Am. Now, this might be a personal preference, but if you're going back to original, why would you not put a Trans Am, 69 Trans Am hood tach on? So, all right. Well, I guess we'll see who answers that when it pops up that one.
All right, guys. If you're the right answer, we'll send you a T-shirt.
I like the answer because they're ugly. It's not the right one, but I like it. Yeah. That was a good one, Louis. Well, I guess I'll go next now. This one, I'm going to pick on Mike again. Ready, Mike? Let me sit down for this now.
I'm ready.
Now, when I'm building these cars, I'm not hardcore original. I do modify things. That's what this is here. My modifications are typically subtle. But one of the things that I don't like to modify a whole lot is the wiring harnesses. I don't like changing them over to an aftermarket harness. And that doesn't mean that's a bad idea, but the reasons I don't want to is if you put it back to factory, there's books, there's printouts, there's wiring diagrams. Anyone's going to be able to look at that and have a chance in heckin' figuring it out if you ever had a problem. Now, there's not that many circuits to these old cars, but
it's in here.
Super handy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but if
that looks like Barnes and Nobles in one hand.
Yeah.
Now this car's been modified. I grafted the LS harness to the factory harness, but the majority of the car is still factory harness. But the LS
that's
stuff,
true.
I don't have a diagram for it, unfortunately. So I just know it's all in here. So when I go, it goes with me. That's the unfortunate thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much left up here, but I'm just saying.
Unfortunately, I didn't have a wiring harness
Yeah.
at all.
Well,
So I had to start somewhere. I got the painless harness, and I have to say, I'm electrical engineer, full disclosure. So, yeah, it worked out great for me. I kind of enjoyed it, actually.
Yep.
Knowing where every circuit is, where every circuit goes.
Sure.
And I kind of tied it into the LS stuff and all that too. So, but yeah, no, I get it.
Understandable.
User friendly.
So my thing is, my take: if your car was an automatic from the factory, keep it automatic.
Nice.
I'm again.
Mike,
Oh, dude, I got an LS3 in there. Come on, you
you
need the
bullseye.
256.
Mike, is there a bullseye on your back? Is there a bullseye that we just?
You need the T56 if you got the LS3, dude. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
That 550 horse has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Mike, are you gonna make it to Firebird Fest with that car?
I probably could, but I'm not sure I can. My nephew is graduating high school, a feat that we all thought impossible, but it's the same weekend.
We'll tell him to wait another year. It's okay.
Yeah. Hey, if you stay back one more year, dude.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
Live with your parents one more year. You'll be fine.
Fine.
Live with your parents for as long as you can.
Well, we've had a couple of guesses, but none of them are right yet. Because I like my
The
favorite
real
answer
ones
so
suck.
far is because they're ugly, and it has the one on the dash. Not always, but it was an option. The Ram Air's in the way. Nope, that's not it. But we've got some guesses, but no one's nailed it yet. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe we'll drop some hints when it gets close to the end of our time and see how it goes.
It's good because I want to hear the ending.
Oh, okay. Then I'm done.
Do we have a winner yet?
No, not yet.
No
No.
winners.
Man, I guess you know what? If nobody guesses it right, I think my popular vote is because they're ugly on there. But I don't know, I might just give them like bonus points for that. All right, look at this. I bashed Mike for a wiring harness. So who wants to go next? Who else has anything? I got a couple more yet, so I can keep going. I think Mike might have done this one too, though, so I better not say it. So it's not my turn. Someone else go.
Come on.
Nope,
I've only
someone else
got like
go.
one. I've only had one that I didn't do so far. That was the yellow rock.
Yes.
Mike's kind of our punching bag tonight.
I told you to invite him for a reason.
It's good to have a pro touring guy, you know? That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is how the other half lives.
The other half. Ay.
So Daniel Scott says because you won't cut the substructure.
Wrong.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to cut up a Trans Am hood no matter what if I had to cut the structure or not. But we're not getting it. We're getting close. But Daniel, Mr. Scott should know because he's creating some parts for these cars. So I guess we'll have to learn him a little bit. So oh well. But anyway, nonetheless, I guess I'll throw another one out here. Now you got to hear me out again because you understand the why. But disc brake conversion. I absolutely support the idea, and I will definitely disc brake convert a 4-wheel drum car any day. Drivability, safety. So I will not discourage a disc brake conversion, but the kits you can buy that are for 4-wheel disc brake, I will never do those again. I've done 2 cars, and both of them, it'll stop on the dime, but the brake pedal is mushy as heck. The brake pedal height is crappy. The master cylinder that comes with it, I'm fairly certain is the factory front disc rear drum master cylinder, and I just don't feel it displaces enough fluid to work the calipers in the back. No matter how I adjust the rear brakes, get as close as I can. The pedal just feels kind of almost lower than the gas pedal height, and I don't like it. So you might be able to find a different master cylinder, but as the kit's out of the box, I don't really like how the brake pedal feels. I put the pumpkin together, front disc, rear drum, put the Mockingbird together, front disc, rear drum, and I tell you, it feels like it stops 10 times better, even though it's rear drum. So for me, I could probably find a master that would make it work, but that's more money, and the drums work just fine. So the front disc, rear drum for these kind of cars, I don't know, love it or hate it. I'm not probably going to do that again. Then I guess
what kit was that, Jonathan? You mentioned you kind of broke up.
I've done the 4-wheel disc brake kit. I can't remember. Actually, I should know. I'm looking right at it. I believe they are both the Right Stuff kits, the 4-wheel disc brake kits that I did.
Yep.
The master cylinder style, I believe, is the front disc rear drum master cylinder. But I don't know, maybe a larger bore master cylinder would probably help. It would increase braking effort, but the pedal would probably feel more responsive instead of so much travel. But I mean, if you stand on it, it stops. I mean, it stops fantastically, but the pedal feels like a 200,000-mile car. It just feels kind of mushy.
Yeah. I'm happy with all drum all the way around with mine.
I had all drum brakes on my 56 Chevy. You drive it for a day, adjust it for a day. Drive it for a day, adjust it for a day. I'm telling you, I was constantly fooling with those drum brakes. They work good when you keep them in adjustment, but I just didn't have the willpower to go on.
Well, we almost got. I mean, there's an answer here for that the disc brake thing, and I kind of feel it's close. Gus answers 69 Firebird Trans Am did not have a hood tach. That part is true because Pontiac prioritized functional ram air scoops for performance. So plus it was designed for more handling and drag racing, where a hood tach was more popular. But I guess what's Louis say about that? Because the first line here says straight up didn't have a hood tach. And the truth is, the hood scoop through the ram air part of the hood affected the location some. So I mean, the answer's there, but what's Louis say? You're the final judge on that, Louis.
He had part of it right.
Yeah.
I'll give him the T-shirt. He's the closest one.
All right, Gus. I say Gus is the winner. He's right.
Yeah.
69 Trans Am never came with a hood tach. It was actually not even an option. It was the only car in the first generation Firebirds. It was not an option on the option sheet. As soon as you checked the Trans Am option, the hood tach was no longer available. You could not get it. Part of the reason was the hood scoop wouldn't allow it to be in the right spot, and that's why they came up with the stacked gauge setup for these cars, so you could get an in-dash tach, because you still wanted a tach for your race car, right? So they came up with the dash tach, which then required to move the gauges to the stack gauges. Now, the stack gauges wasn't a Trans Am only thing, because 690-some cars still got the stacked gauges, but it wasn't all Trans Ams. But that was the reasoning behind the stack gauge setup. So I say Gus got it. So whatever. Gus, you get a cool T-shirt. It's a picture of me with a Speedo, so enjoy it.
Gus is our winner.
Yep, Gus is our winner. So
all right, Gus, hit me up on after the show, and I'll get your T-shirt.
Cool.
Foster Akers says I have a front kit made by the Right Stuff 69 Sprint convertible.
Yep. As long as it's front disc from them, fantastic stuff. I like it.
I agree.
All right, so now I'm done bashing the brakes. Who's next? I got done bashing brakes. Who wants to go next?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but I have, and it makes me sick to my stomach. So if you see Mustang, how the tail lights when they're gonna put the signal and it goes like lights and three sections, the lights, right? They make it for Firebird, and I see these Firebird guys on the first gen put it on. It makes me feel so nauseous Because if you like that design so much, buy a Mustang and sell the Firebird to a Pontiac guy.
Hey, I got two that I didn't do.
Finally. Oh man.
Mike, you're scoring points.
Yes.
I'm gonna hurt his feelings again, maybe. Or we'll keep playing along here. We're gonna see if we can't get some more points on him. Poor Mike. Poor guy. He's never gonna play again. He's gonna say, I'm not playing cars, you guys no more.
No, I can take it.
Hurt my feelings. I'm gonna go home.
You guys don't understand anything that my dad hasn't already told me.
Yeah. You hurt my feelings.
Greg. Michigan, Greg.
Oh, hello, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Did
Did you hear that, Jonathan?
Well,
you guys you haven't told me anything my dad hasn't already told me. So
okay, we haven't kicked you too hard yet, then. Now this is I guess I got another one I'm going to throw out here. Now this might stir the pot a whole lot, and maybe it won't. I don't know. The rear of these cars, there's only one car that came from the factory with a spoiler, and that would be the 69 Trans Am from the factory. Now, actually, even that factory-style Trans Am spoiler was supposed to be available in any 69 Firebird.
Correct.
From the dealer level. So, but the Camaro-style spoiler, I'm on the fence. I've never actually installed one on my own car. I have a highly modified one. I know, I told you, Mike, you're going to be mad at me again. I have a specially modified spoiler, but it does resemble the Camaro spoiler. So I don't know, but technically it's not a Camaro spoiler-ish. So
I know, but it's damn cool.
Yep. Hey, John has responded to that.
Looking at those cars, I'm like, nope.
Well, my 69 Firebird, when I bought it 6 years ago, it had one on, and I didn't have an extra deck lid or anything like that, and the deck lid was okay. And I said, you know what, you're staying on. I didn't feel like welding the holes up or anything. I wasn't the Louis that I am today. And so I said, it's staying on. And guess what? I kind of like grew to like it, actually.
Right. Well, here's the thing about it. Every Pontiac I've ever owned, including my first one, was a 1986 Grand Am SE. Yeah, luggage rack. It sucks. So I went to the junkyard and I found a spoiler, and I put on that car.
On it?
I did not put any luggage on it. It wasn't that cool. But I found a spoiler and threw on that Grand Am, and every Pontiac I've owned since then has had a spoiler. So I'm on the struggle bus. That's why my high school car has my modified Camaro spoiler. Trans Marado has one. The Judge has one. But I have two other Firebirds. Is that right? I don't know how many cars I got. No, one other Firebird. Sorry. But it's a Firebird 400. It didn't have one, but I'm on the struggle bus. I mean, every Pontiac I've owned had a spoiler. So I'm like, it's not supposed to be on there. So I may actually have one that finally doesn't have a spoiler. So I can't say I've never put a Camaro one on, but I've always put some kind of spoiler on a Firebird. So. Or a Pontiac, sorry. So I had some Grand Prix too.
I have a confession.
The
very first car I bought with my own money was a 1987 Pontiac Grand Am two-door, and it had the luggage rack. 2-door, 4-cylinder.
Well, you could get 2-door, 4-door SE because the SE had the cool ground effects underneath it. It made it go faster. All that plastic on there.
Luggage rack on the back end, and I was like, cool, because that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler.
Well, yeah, because the back would kind of come up on the back of the luggage rack, so it was.
Yeah, it was part of the luggage rack. Yep.
Right. Oh yeah. Yep.
I would have strapped a steamer truck to that thing.
Ay. All right, here's a good one. Here, guy goes, would you put a 9-inch Ford end under the back of your bird?
No.
Sure. Someone gave it to me. Yeah.
Mike, really, Mike?
Dang it, Mike.
Hey, 550 horse, boys.
You got to keep it in there somehow.
Man.
Hey, when you don't have a rear end, right? What else are you going to do? Really,
yeah.
4.9-inch is a really easy product to buy. They have all the widths, all the sizes. There's so many pieces, and they're not terribly expensive.
No, and they can take a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
No, I've grenaded a couple of Pontiac 10 bolts. So I mean, I've split the pinion, blew the whole front of the case apart. I've blown the differentials up in them. In my younger years, I used to drive a little faster, but now I'd probably just stick with the Pontiac differential. But if someone gave me a 9-inch that would fit right in the car and bolt in, I have a hard time saying no. But I just have to make sure I painted it really dark and you can't see it. I would never tell anybody. So, I'll take one of Brian's Arrowhead stickers and put on the cover on the back, and it'll be just fine.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
This is worse. It's one of those Curry rear ends that has like the octagonal case on it.
Yep.
So I'll take it.
All right, Mike.
All right. Poor Mike. I'm sorry.
Hey, I've done it all.
He says, I'm going to collect them all today, kids.
You haven't mentioned the 69 hood on the 67 yet.
I think that's all right, though. So I don't.
I just think that's the coolest hood Pontiac ever made.
Oh, I think so. And here's the other thing about it. If you put those in a wind tunnel versus the 400 hood, the Trans Am hood has actually some air that actually goes into the scoops. The 400 hood, the air goes right over them. Even if they're open, it didn't really get the Ram air effect. So it's a nice cold air intake. So it still has some benefit. But the Trans Am hood close to the front of the hood actually did get some of the Ram air effect from it. So. That's if you hook it up.
Damn it.
All right, let's get caught up here. Bowtie Classics says, okay, here's a good one for y'all. How many of you would put a 9-inch Ford Ram under your Bird? Talk about that one. Gerald says, thanks for doing the live session. Your knowledge is a big help. John Jones says, the rear spoiler goes with the Firebird up front end. Bowtie Classics says, I would consider it a spin.
Yeah, he says no 9-inch Ford for him. So yeah.
Foster Acre says, can't wait to see the pumpkin at a TA National show.
Yeah.
And then Gerald says, what's your thoughts on a disc brake conversion with a C5 Corvette spindles?
I don't know why you would. The Corvette C5 brakes are nice. They really are. I mean, I have a whole Corvette C5 suspension for that pickup that I'm going to do, and I am totally impressed with that design. Everything about it is nice. There's nothing I would replace.
Well, how about that? So I've got a set of modified spindles to run 4th generation Bird calipers. I have the rotors. I have all the pieces. It was donated to me, and I haven't found a home for it yet. So it's kind of a maybe someday use it thing. So, or if Louie wants it, I'll make Louie a great deal. He has some 4th gen Bird calipers. I think it's a dual piston caliper on those. I think it is.
Yeah, and 67 Firebird, they share the same design as Corvette. That was the big thing. That's why they worth a lot of money. If you could have an original 67 piston caliper, worth bucks.
Well, they used them in 67 and 68, but they were not the same as the Camaro calipers either.
Correct.
They were 4 piston, not the same Firebird and Camaro.
Really?
Really?
Huh. All right. Somebody named Whitney MC says, howdy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
that is.
I think she's going about your hat there, Brian.
Darling, thank you, darling.
Ay,
exactly. Well, an update from me. I've got the rear quarter panel patch sort of welded in.
All right.
Sort of.
I ran out of wire.
Okay.
Because I'm a moron.
Yeah, you didn't put a sticker on that one. So.
I do a sticker.
Yep.
But so this weekend is all about Bondo and welding.
In what order?
If I burn the house down, on Sunday. Probably should call my insurance agent. How's my fire insurance? Not in California. But
Yes. Make sure it's paid up.
Too soon.
Yeah. Don't admit that. Right. Don't. Yeah. Wait. Yeesh.
There's a question for you guys. At what point do you insure these big rigs as you're building them?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Once I buy them, and it's my car, I know it's gonna be for me. I insure them right away. Right
Okay.
away. There are some insurance that won't insurance a project car, and there's some that will. And also, I insure my parts.
Yep.
It's just too much, the years you have dedicated to collecting these parts, spending your own money. Good guys like you guys that give them to me, things like that. So remember, it's an investment. At the end of the day, you don't have to have the matching number big cars or anything like that. It's a classic car. Somewhere down the line, it's gonna worth money. It's not gonna depreciate the value,
Yep.
And as we could see, I think it was the last show, Brian was showing these Firebirds. They're going up in prices, and some of them was customized, blah 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 blah. So honestly, my answer is, as soon as you bring that project home, insure them. Now, a lot of insurance will not insure it if you don't have a garage to keep them in.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So that's another one. All right. I have American Classic, and I have all my cars insured. All of them is insured. And I mean, you never know when anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? As for me, I work too hard to maintain these cars, so I insure them.
And most on your homeowner insurance, even though it's in my garage right now, if this house burned down, this isn't covered.
Right.
It is not covered. So even cars that I might be working on that don't belong to me, part of the agreement while it's in my possession is it still needs to be insured by the owner.
Sure.
That, because not that I want anything to happen, but let's just be real. Crap happens. Why do we have insurance? So I agree with Louis, and insure them as soon as you can, or declared value. That's just what you got to do.
I have a story behind that. Matter of fact, this is a good one. When the owner of Lady Bird brought it to Pennsylvania, he drove very far, like 20 hours away. He was smart enough to put insurance on the car. And things happened on the journey. The hood got damaged, the fenders got damaged, blah, 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 blah. And the insurance guy came to my house to witness it and, get my opinion of how much these things cost and blah, blah. Thanks God, because he would have been just spent. Look at all the money there, on a 400 hood, original fenders, which it doesn't matter if you get aftermarket, it's not going to match the original, but at least you have a pillow to fall on, some money back.
Yeah, it's not as painful that way.
How about you, Brian?
So I have American Modern.
Okay.
With both. So I didn't insure my Firebird until I had a title in my hand in my name. Once I had the title in my name, and again, my brother passed away in 19, and I picked the car up in 2020, and the title that his wife gave me was from 1984, 85. And so I had to do some legwork to get the title switched from Oklahoma to Arizona and blah, blah, blah. At the moment the title was in my name, I called my guy and said, hey, put it on it.
Yep.
And I have both the 67 Firebird and my 67 Porsche on American Modern, and I pay like $40 a month for full coverage, zero deductible. But the only thing I don't like about American Modern is it has to be garaged. If the car is not garaged, no coverage.
Yeah.
So
most of them are.
If I take it on a trip and I go someplace with my wife and we go to, the Grand Canyon and get a hotel room, they don't cover the car at the hotel. It has to be garage for them to work. So if I took the car and something happened, they're like,
that's crazy. That's good to know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet. You know, I've been building. I'd be out quite a bit at this point if I lost this garage. So.
I would cover that thing with something.
Yeah, you need to cover that, buddy.
Yep, I'll get on it.
I have something else also. When I picked up the white 68 Firebird that Jonathan put the HO stripes on for me.
Yep.
When I picked up that car, and Jonathan knows the story behind it, I picked that car up literally in a junkyard in upstate New York. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Zero title, no title. So I was gambling, you know. I had hopes and dreams because it was a 68 that I was missing to have all first gen Firebird 67, 68, 69. And I brought it to the house. It cost me $1,000. Okay. And I didn't have a title. So me and Jonathan was talking back and forth, and we totally agreed. Don't put a penny into it unless you get a title. So that's another one. Do not invest nothing unless that title comes to you or your name on it. That is clear.
If you ever have that problem again, let me know. New Hampshire is like the only state, well, there's 2 states still, where you don't need a title to get a title.
Nice.
So if you have a car that's over 25 years old and you have a bill of sale, you just send it into the state, they'll send you a title.
Okay.
So
Notarized bill of sale.
Companies in New Hampshire that do that as a service.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think you does it too. For like $100, and they go and get a title, and then they send you the title, and it's all done.
I paid $1,000 for my title.
Yeah, we can. It's like nothing.
Yeah, Johnny, right?
I know. I got some titles. I got some resources on. Tennessee is also another state, and I happen to know
Tennessee and New Hampshire
owner. Yeah, I have a friend of mine. I built a car that was kind of like this here. Lives in Tennessee.
Yeah,
so he's helped me out with some titles. So that's all I got to say. So.
Yeah, same thing here. If you guys ever need it, let me know.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So I had a question. It was like, I missed it. Mr. Bowtie Classics. He's asking if I'm moving. That's why I haven't been doing a whole lot of work on the garage. The answer is yes. Supposed to close on the property on the 14th. So happy Valentine's present to myself and the missus.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, that's what we're clapping now. But I'll show you a video of this place that I'm buying. You're going to probably shake your head. It's like the crap that I buy in the garage. It needs some work, but it just like anything else. You put the effort into it, get your hands dirty.
Bingo.
You can make it nice, and that's what we're hoping to do here. So I'm going to be a little tied up with that, but I'll still check in, do some kind of wrenching somehow. I'll find out what I can do, but I'm looking forward to having my own bird cage like my buddy Louie there. I can be all grown up. Even Mike's got a nice setup there. I like having a car lift like that again, save on the old back, you know. So I'm looking forward to it.
It helps.
Let's see here. Reagan Gray says impressive. Reagan Gray says, I love Mustangs.
Nice.
Mustang runs into one of these rigs, you're going to have horse shit and feathers all over the place.
Yeah, Mr. Chris there said I built a Chevelle. I did actually. I went to the World of Wheels with them about 3 years ago. This car I built over 20 years ago. He still gets trophies for it. So it's a 70. Oh man, I'm gonna forget 72 Chevelle. That's a story for a different day. I could go on for hours about this car, but it was a neat build. I have some pictures of it sitting next to the Trans-Am Auto at the World of Wheels, and again, he bought this thing as a piece of crap car he shouldn't have bought, paid too much money for it, drove it home from Ohio. I was working at a shop. I just met the guy. We're good friends still, but I said, you realize what you bought? He has new floorboards from the top side, but look underneath. They put it right on top of the rust. I literally could take the car and put the lift under the pinch wells and pick up, and the body wasn't even bolted to the frame. It was so rusted. He drove it home this way. So I had hours of sheet metal work on this thing. So I've got pictures and stuff from a long time ago. So I helped build this. I didn't do the whole car. I did all the metal work and structure work, and then he took it from there. So I was involved in building a Chevelle. So I know I don't just work on my Pontiacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first car I actually did metal work too was a 1970 Coupe de Ville convertible. Oh, what a big car. And I had to weld the whole floor, the whole trunk floor. Oh, man.
The trunk sleeps 4 in those things.
Oh, for all of us fit in that trunk.
Well, that's what you used to call how many bodies fit in the trunk. You know, they didn't say alive or dead, but how many bodies can you put in the trunk?
Yep.
That was in the Bronx,
That's
right, Louis?
No.
That's the car you take to the drive-in theater with all your friends.
Yeah.
In the back.
I don't have any friends.
In the back. All right, kids. Anything else? We're at that hour mark.
Again?
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
Time flies.
All this
boy.
fun? Yeah. All this fun beating up on Mike. It was great.
Yeah, that's another one. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, like, my opinion. I don't like when they change the interior.
Sorry,
Mike,
buddy.
just insert knife.
You'll see that shortly after the talk is done.
Poor Mike. Ay.
Well, that's the last thing I need is the A-pillar covers and the rear window little quarters in the corners. I don't have those. I need those. So,
What you need?
Out of them, I just gave him some.
For the package tray?
Yeah, those little triangular corner pieces.
Oh yeah. I send you that next time. I use the same eagle that I sent for the rod.
Yeah, so $50. $50 for half a pound of plastic. It's great.
Yeah, there you go. Well, they think those are sheet metal, but yeah.
So expensive.
I know.
You
L&L
know?
Pontiac.
They are metal.
Results,
They are
man.
metal.
L&L Pontiac.
Yeah.
And watching us is what it is. They watch us like, oh, raise it.
Right.
He's walking with the box. Walking in with the box. Let's change the rates. Yeah.
All right. So to wrap up, Gus, get a hold of me. I'll send you a T-shirt. And then next week, we'll put something new and exciting.
Yeah.
Wait. Next weekend, John, you'll be moving, right? Maybe.
I'll be signing the paperwork at 3:00 on Friday, so it's 4 hours before our typical show. So who knows? I'll probably go see, make sure they didn't burn it down. I don't know. I might drive by. Yeah. Or I might just do a live video feed from there, going if I get reception.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Take us with us.
Yeah.
Take
I'll
us
say,
with you.
come on, guys. Yeah, we'll go play. So.
Yeah, let's
We will
check
see
it out.
that. Awesome, guys. All right. Do you guys have any comments? If you're watching this after the live has ended, leave a comment down below. We'll answer your questions on the next Friday's show.
Yep.
So with that, I just go through here. W9 says any second gens.
Have I built any? Yep. That's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, that's a whole different show.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
We'll work on that. We'll work on it.
I had a 77 Camaro, not a bird, but it was a Camaro.
Bad connection.
Mike, just open mouth, insert foot.
That was high school, man.
Again.
It wasn't about
That's hard.
women.
All right. Well, anyway,
All right,
you
kids.
guys.
I will see you next Friday.
I'll see y'all then. So.
All right.
All right, guys.
All
All
right.
right. Have fun.
We'll
Get
be
to
here.
wrenching this weekend on your projects.
I'm getting back into convertible top hell.
Oh, boo! Have fun with that. We'll talk about that later. So.
I'll send up.
Yeah, that's a whole show on its own.
Okay.
We'll be here. So.
Take
All
care.
right,
Bye.
Guys.
Bye. All right, done.
Hey, thanks, Brian.
Mike, thank you, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right, brother. We'll see you next week.
Talk
Bye.
to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.